At 12, Larry Page read a biography about the brilliant inventor Nikola Tesla, who died in debit. The ending story made him to cry, and inspired Page to not only want to build world-changing technologies, but to have the business sense to know how to spread them. He also figured that inventing things was not any good, but you really need to get them out into the world, and make people to use them for long-term success. When Larry was just 22 years old, he had a dream that forever changed his life. He saw in his dream that he downloaded the entire web and just keep the links. This dream sparked his pursuit to develop Google. When he awoke up, he immediately grabbed a pen and wrote down what became the basis for an algorithm, which was used to power the web search engine known as Google. He enlisted Brin's help, and they started collaborating on a search engine. They initially named it as Backrub. No technology company is arguably more responsible for shaping the modern internet and modern life than Google. Google founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin rented this Menlo Park garage, where they started their search engine in 1998. The garage was part of a house owned by Susan Wojcicki, and she became Google's first marketing manager in 1999, now the head of YouTube. Operating out of their dorm rooms, both built a server network using cheap, used, and borrowed personal computers. They even maxed out their credit cards for buying terabytes of disks at discount prices. They first tried to license their search engine technology, but failed to find anyone that wanted their product at an early stage of development. Page and Brin then decided to keep Google and seek more financing to improve their search engine and take it to the public themselves. The strategy worked, and after more development, Google's search engine eventually turned into a hot brand. Sun Microsystems co-founder Andy Bechtolsheim was so impressed after a quick demo of Google. He told Page and Brin, "Instead of us discussing all the details, why don't I just write you a check?" Bechtolsheim's check was for $100,000, and was made out to Google Incorporated. The check also enabled them to raise $900,000 more for their initial round of funding. Jeff Bezos made an early investment of $250,000 in Google, 4 years after he started Amazon.com. With sufficient funds, Google Incorporated opened its first office in Menlo Park, California. Google.com, a beta search engine, was launched, and answered 10,000 search queries every day. On September 21, 1999, Google officially removed the beta from its title. The name Google actually came from a graduate student at Stanford named Sean Anderson. Anderson suggested the word Googleplex during a brainstorming session, and Page countered with the shorter name Google. Google name was a play on the mathematical expression 1 followed by 100 zeros. Anderson checked to see if that domain name was taken, but accidentally searched for Google.com instead of Google.com. Page liked that name even better, and registered the domain name for Brin and himself on September 15, 1997. And reflected Larry and Sergey's mission to organize the world's information, and make it universally accessible and useful. During the period of rapid growth, the company introduced a variety of products, including Gmail, Google Documents, Google Drive, Google Voice, and a web browser called Chrome. It also acquired streaming video platforms YouTube. By the summer of 2002, Yahoo tried to acquire Google for $3 billion, but Google reportedly turned down the deal, as it felt it was worth at least $5 billion. Google went on to launch Google News, a content aggregation service that changed how digital media was published and distributed on the web. Today, Google and its parent company Alphabet have a market capital of $840 billion. Yahoo, on the other hand, sold to Verizon in 2017 for just under $5 billion. In 2018, the company recreated the garage for Google's 20th anniversary, and let fans explore it on Google Maps. Advertising revenue generated by search engine requests remain its biggest earning. However, in 2015, Google underwent a restructuring of divisions and personnel under the conglomerate name Alphabet. Sergey Brin became president of the newly formed parent company. Larry Page became the CEO. Brin's position at Google was filled with the promotion of Sundar Pichai. Collectively, Alphabet and its subsidiaries consistently rank among the top 10 most valuable and influential companies in the world. Thanks for watching video. Subscribe for future video updates.